Welcome to Topics, Goal Motivation Show with F.W. Brooks. This week, race and relations. Featuring Dear America, the way I see it. And coming soon, the chat, interviews, topics. Happy Sunday, America, and welcome to Topics. Episode 4. This week, race and relations. Well, I thought about where I would start. Well, let's just start with the truth. The truth is, this year, and for many years, we've been not working together as a team, as a country. But yet we love teams. We're into our teams. We love our teams. We love to win. And we don't like to lose. So this country has built itself on winning. Now here lately, we have a lot going on. We just had an election in November. To change the direction of and correct the moral compass of our country, in my opinion. But we're still not working together as a team yet. I hope that will change. I believe it will, for the most part. But if we're going to talk about the truth, we have to talk about facts. The truth is, you're looking at me right now, and you're a human. That's a fact. The truth is, there's social and racial injustice in our country. That's a fact. We can all see that with our eyes, hear it with our ears, and some of us feel it with our hearts. The problem is, we don't all feel it with our hearts. And that's why it didn't change. I've often said to people, the reason why things haven't changed fast enough is that some people got lazy. When we pushed for change, we stopped. We got a little bit of success, we got a touchdown, and we stopped playing. And the other team won the game. Let me put it that way. Since we love our sports, let me put it in sports terms, so everyone can understand it. Life is simple. People make it difficult. And I know you know that. We all know that. There are difficult people. There are kind people. There are helping people. There are team players. And there are selfish people. And there are all types of other type of people. But those are the main characters in this play. So in this play, on this team, we don't always consistently help each other. As I've said in the past, this is the great test. This is God's test to see how we're going to treat each other, because we're all made differently, and He wants to see if we're going to get along, if we're going to work together, if we're going to do what's right, if we're going to play our role that will make up the success of all of us, not some of us. There are gamers that have put obstacles in the way of us getting along together. In our race and in our relationships, there are some who don't want us to get along. So what do? They will not allow us to complete the game. They won't let us put all the pieces together that it takes to be successful. You know that in your own life. If you worked a job, if you're old enough to work a job, and you worked enough jobs, you came across some difficult people. And those difficult people were basically difficult to you because they either didn't like you, were jealous of you, were racist, were hateful, or miserable at home. That's the one I came across a lot. Miserable people that just have a unhappy life. So they bring that drama to work and they put it on you until you back them up and they see that you won't take it. Most will stop, but some will persist. So with this virus, 2020, everything going on, people suffering in many ways, this turns out to be the perfect storm. I hate to say it, but it's true. For change. We're going to realize, most of us will already realize that what we did before is not going to work in the future. It's not. It's not. The game has been changed again. The script has been flipped again. And if you can adapt, you'll do well. If you can't, you will be complaining for the next 4 to 6 to 8 to 20 years about what someone else didn't do for you. It's all up to you for it to be up to us. And we have to work together as people. I hope that happens. Our history tells us that it happens in spurts. Our history tells us that we take our foot off the gas. Our history tells us that we are divisive. We are fueled to be divisive. We are teams of a different kind. Your team, my team, their team, someone else's team, and we all work to grab the golden apple that doesn't belong to us. And still never realizing that we're in this together. People are starting to say that a lot lately. We're all in this together. Are we? Have we been? Will we be? Or will it be more of the same? The decisions you make today are going to be monumental to the way your life is different next year and how it changes in the future. It requires effort. It requires me loving you and caring enough about you and caring about you as much as I care about myself, because we are all connected. If I don't have compassion for you, I will fail. If you don't have compassion for me, you will fail. When you realize that we're all in this together and truly believe it, things start to change. We've had past presidents of the United States come into office, and people were encouraged and inspired, and they got behind them, and there was wind behind their sails, and they came into office and they did some things for the better. And the devil saw that it was helping ordinary people. And he didn't like that. So he sent his messengers, some of those that are elected to office, and some of those who have power, to take the knees out from under us because we were getting too much momentum. When you see groups of people start to push back against the system, the negative system, the system that doesn't care about people, there's always someone else trying to stop goodness and the good things that you do. So I think the lesson to be learned is that we have to work together. We have to use common sense. We have to use facts. We have to understand that we're connected. And if we don't do that, we will continue to fail. There's no reason why in the world, in the richest country on earth, that people are going hungry. People don't have good paying jobs. People are homeless. People are sick without health care. People are dying from illnesses that could be cured. There's no reason why. And we can't continue to let off the gas. We have to work together as a team. If one part of this country fails, all of it fails. And that can't be our agenda. It cannot. So, you like your team? Let's all pull together and do it right this time, for once and for all. See you next time. Dear America, I know this has been a rough year. A lot of people are suffering financially, businesses, working class. But I want you to know there's a cure. The cure is this: we have to stand up together and tell the legislators to do what we want them to do. I did a video a while back, voting for a better life, and I spoke about not just voting and sitting back and letting them do what they're supposed to do, but making them do what we want them to do. While people are suffering from this virus, people out of work, people have passed away, we really can't blame the politicians. The onus is on us. There's no stimulus relief, which is basically survival relief, and you could barely survive off $1,200. But at the end of this video, I'm going to put up a couple slides, senate.gov, for you to get in touch with your legislators and make them and pressure them to do and pass stimulus to help working class people. Every day I watch the news and I see these long food lines. It's disgraceful. But yet you have some Senate Republicans, and I'll say the name, Mitch McConnell, the Senate leader. He doesn't want to pass stimulus or send anyone stimulus checks. He doesn't want to help the states. I try not to be political, but I have to say this. This guy has too much power. There's no reason why one person should hold up the whole operation of the Senate. The Senate leader has the ability to put a bill on the table for legislators to vote on, or not. That's too much power for one person. So when I put this slide up, senate.gov, it also, you can look at their voting record on how they voted on different bills that would become law and how it affects you and your family. I'm telling you, America, if this didn't teach us anything, it should teach us that we need to be more diligent about the people we send to Washington. We need to be more diligent about the people we send to the state house, our city council people, and the people we put into office, and keep an eye on what they do for you. Because guess what? The stimulus check is not a stimulus check. It's a somewhat survival check. But more importantly, they're just giving you your own money back. So if I want you to give me my money back and you don't want to give me my money back because of something that I didn't cause, if they had done their job right, this virus would have been held to a minimum. And people wouldn't have lost their jobs and their businesses and be threatened by eviction and laid off and furloughed and all the other things that have happened to you out there. It's not your fault. But since we're home and we can't work, some of us, then we need to spend some of that time putting the pressure on these politicians in Washington. It's the Senate. I'll put the slide up. And it's the Republicans in the Senate. Not all, but the Senate leader, Mitch McConnell. It's time for him to go. And one last thing, America, if you know anyone in Georgia, if you post anything political, please post for the Democrats in this special election coming in January for 2 Senate seats so the Democrats can have the majority in the Senate. Because the way these Republicans are acting, you're going to have the same obstruction that you had under Obama, under Biden. Now, Biden is a politician and he knows how to work with people. Okay, he has long-standing relationships with some of these people. But I don't trust them anymore. They obstructed Obama for 4 years and they're not doing anything for you the 4 years during Trump. I don't understand what more you need to know. It's just as simple as that. You vote for people that will do something for you and your family, or you vote for people that will do nothing for you and your family. And I don't understand the rocket science of some people who still stand on the side of those who don't care anything about you. The guy that I spoke about, Mitch McConnell, Senate leader, he sat around during interviews and during debates against his opponent in November and just laughed at the idea of helping people. He calls himself the Grim Reaper. Any bill that comes there to help the working class, he calls himself the Grim Reaper. That is the most disrespectful thing I've ever heard a politician say. And I've been following politics for a long, long time. And I worked as a labor lobbyist in Washington and Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So I've seen the real deal. I've seen what most people don't see because you're busy with your lives, you're raising families, you're working, you're doing everything you need to do. Most people don't have time to watch this kind of stuff, political news. But it's very important because it affects every part of your life. You can go to bed tonight, they can pass a law, and you'll wake up tomorrow morning and find out you can't do this anymore, or you can't do that anymore. And you have no control. So if you don't get involved, we're going to end up in the same place we are today, with an incompetent government that doesn't care about you, that doesn't want to do anything for you, even when they cause the problem. If they cause the problem, they should fix it. If they took money out of your pocket, they should put it back in. And I don't want a tax break, okay, that I have to pay back later. I want the money that you took out, the money that I lost, I want it back. I want it back. And that's what we all deserve. Because guess what? When it's all said and done, they can say whatever they want to say, but it's your money and they work for you, and make them work for you. If you owned a business and somebody didn't show up for work, you'd fire their ass. These guys take more breaks than anybody I've ever known. They're on break. They're on break. They're on break. You'd fire them. But they know you can only fire them every 6 years. So they do what they want and they cash out during that time. And in some states around this country, the people keep sending them back. And they're the same people that get nothing. I don't understand it. I don't understand what people need to know. Well, I could rant and rave about this for hours on end, but I won't. I'll spare you. But Senate.gov. See you next week.